Hello, dear students. Welcome to What, Why, How, an initiative by IAS Baba, where we take up a daily current affair or an editorial and we try to declutter it in 10 minutes. Now, the topic that we have chosen for today is something that has been in the discussion regarding the privacy concerns with respect to our citizens. This is the new interception rules and safeguards that was released today. Now, to give you a little bit of context, in India, we've had, with respect to any kind of telephonic interception, we have the certain set of rules called as the Indian Telegraph Rules. Now, the Indian Telegraph Rules of 1951 has a certain rule called as 419A. And with regard to any kind of permissions that is needed, any kind of approvals that is needed to intercept phone calls, intercept any messaging services, for all of this, it is the rule 419A that was there in action. Now, today, the government has kept aside and brought into action Telecommunications Procedures and Safeguards for Lawful Interception of Messages Rules 2024. Otherwise, in simple terms, it is the Telecommunications Rules of 2024. So now we have to understand what exactly are the differences, what exactly are the meaning of these rules, etc. To start off with these new 2024 rules, what has happened is rules 419 and 419A of the Indian Telegraph rules are no more in action. The new rules which were now released in 2024 will supersede. Supersede means these new rules will be the ones that will be brought into action and the older rules will not have any relevance. Which older rules? Rules 419 and 419A. According to the new 2024 rules, it makes it clear that it is the Union Home Secretary and the secretary to the state government in charge of the home department. Only these both authorities can give out an authorization letter for an interception. For those who are still a little bit confused about what interception is, just understand whenever anyone communicates via your telephone, through your messages, etc., any kind of communication can be, in a very basic term, can be maybe snooped over, can be looked into by authorities which are there in the telecommunication sector. Now, also understand, when it comes to the central government can authorize any law enforcement or security agency to intercept messages. That includes your IB, RAW, etc. Now, let's have a look into what exactly are the relevance of these new laws. Now, understand the past, I have shown a comparison over here where you have the past rules and the present rules. One of the major differences that the present rules have brought in is previously, according to the different rules that were there, it was clear that the head or the second senior most officer, not below the rank of an Inspector General of Police, IGP of an police of an authority agency, only they can conduct the interception. So when I'm saying conduct the interception, only they can overlook or can look into what is this communications that is happening between two people. According to the new rules, they have divided the responsibility or they have divided the power of authorization to both the central government and the state level officers, which means that the head or a second senior most officer of the authorized agency at the central level or the head or the second senior most officer of the authorized agency at the state level, any one of them can get the permission and can be authorized to give the order to intercept. Now, one drawback that is being considered over here is it at the central level, they have not specified the rank of the officer who can go and intercept. At the state level, they have said the rank is Inspector General, but at the central level, they have not specified the rank. And this is brought forward by some critics saying that maybe officers at a lower rank can maybe, what you say, conduct these interception, and that could maybe lead to a misuse. Now coming to the interception order. When it comes to the past rules, they only required, if at all you want to intercept the communication between two phones, you only required an interception order between the, or that is given out by the authorized agency. But now, if you have to intercept, the authorized agency, the designation of the officer who's going to intercept, all of these additional details are also needed. This is actually done so that not everyone can undertake interception, and only very senior responsible officers can actually undertake the interception. The most important change I've kept for the end, which is previously, whenever you had to intercept any phone messages, the past rule said if at all any emergent cases are coming up, then you can intercept phone calls, messages, etc. But now, added to that, they have also said if the phones are in remote areas or there are some operational reasons, for example, if at all the authorities cannot reach to those areas but they need to know what is happening, in all of these cases, they can intercept. So, on one hand, what has happened is the process of interception has been made a little bit more stricter, because what has happened is they have added different clauses of authorized agencies who can give out the orders, etc. But on the other hand, what reasons for which you can intercept, that has now become a very broad concept. Okay, now coming to understanding this, one of the major criticisms associated with this I have already shared with you, and in the form of the fact that the process is now strict, but the reasons for which you can do it are not very strict. Also, the critics say that they are not fixing any accountability for the willful misuse of powers of interception. That means it might be the authorized agency that's conducting the interception, it might be the authorized officer who's doing the interception, but the purpose that he might be using it, or if he's going to misuse it, this they have not given any accountability. Also, the rules are very silent about any kind of punitive actions if the authorized agency abuses the rules. They are not mentioning about what is the punishment that can be given for the misuse. One last point to be understood is also the rules also mandate that whatever records are being collected from the relevant citizens, those records must be destructed every 6 months by the authorized agency and the review committee, unless there is a court case going regarding it, then they do not have to do it. But other than that, any data that is collected from in this manner should be destructed in 6 months. Now that is also something that is being said as a criticism, because a lot of experts say you shouldn't even put it till 6 months, maybe 2 months is something that is a quite ideal period. Now, to conclude this entire topic, see, the lawful interception is needed in the country because you need to have your internal security problems solved. The lawful interception by the government authorities is important for the maintenance of national security. But always, what happens is when you are doing it, the citizens' privacy, which was considered to be a fundamental right by the Puttaswamy judgment, that should have been at the forefront. And this set of new rules tries to do exactly that. So, to conclude, the procedure, safeguards, and precautions that are required to be followed for the lawful interception of messages are right now trying to strike a balance between the individual privacy, specifically because it's a fundamental right, and also any kind of government overreach also should be prevented. So I hope this topic is clear to you. It might sound like a difficult topic, but I hope you've been able to now declutter it in a simple and easy manner. Until we meet tomorrow, take care and happy learning.